I came from Philadelphia from kind of abusive background, and I really wanted something better and something different. And I stepped off the train from Philadelphia with nowhere to go. At the bus terminal, a lady handed me a sheet of paper, and Austin Street was one of those phone numbers. By the grace of God and Austin Street, I never had to spend a night on the street.
I started doing drugs at probably 12 or 13. It wasn't like my mom introduced it. It was just there, and I just did it. And then when she did find out, how could she tell me no when she was doing it too, you know? I started on meth, and then probably by 17, I was taking opiates, Vicodin. My first daughter was born at 21, and I just learned how to hide the drugs. Nobody even knew. And I did it all the way up to the age of 27. And then when my mom passed and then my grandma passed, and I really lost hope after that. And I ended up, leaving my kids with their dad and running the streets for almost 10 years and went straight to heroin.
When you first walk in, honestly, it's a little overwhelming, the not knowing. I didn't have my birth certificate. That was kind of like a little bit of a holdup for me. And you can't do anything without them. There were moments of hopelessness. I had applied for all my critical documents, and it was taking forever. And I had just started therapy. I was sitting in line, waiting for my bed, unsure at the time if I was even going to get in, with a handful of pills in my hand. Something in me was just like, just take them. And I did. And the person behind me, she grabbed Mr. Robert, who is still with us. He's our head of security. And they called an ambulance. Mr. Robert held me by the belt loop of my jeans until the ambulance got here and basically saved my life that day.
I really don't even remember from my mom for the last 10 years. It was all dark. It's a lot of darkness. I just ended up getting in trouble with the law, and that's really what brought me to sobriety. I went to jail for 4 months, and when I got out, I went to my grandpa, and he raised me, and he said, "Missy, you have to go to rehab. We can't keep doing this." A church there in Longview brought me and dropped me off at Nexus, and I could see the light when I got there. I could kind of see the light. I was there for about 2 weeks, and a counselor came to me and told me, your grandpa passed away. And then I had the choice to go or stay, and I had to stay. I had to, because if I didn't, I know that I would be right there next to him in the grave, I did that a month, and they partnership with Austin Street, which led me to sisterhood.
At the time, everyone had to check out every morning. So when you came in, that bed was not guaranteed to you. When you became an in-house volunteer, that bed was assigned to you. So when you walked out those doors in the morning, you knew you were going to have a place to lay your head. Bed number 5. So this is where it all started. This is the old clothing room where I started out as a volunteer. Austin Street is no longer like that. Now, when the bed is assigned to a neighbor, it's theirs until it's not needed anymore.
When I got to sisterhood, I walked through the doors, they have some angels, and I literally felt the Holy Spirit come through me. And that's really when I realized that I had to start talking to God. The first thing I've learned with addiction is, in the end, it's probably mental health. You have to figure out what's causing that. I was struggling because my kids had been out of my life for over 5 years, and I could reach out to them, but, they didn't know if I was right or not yet.
Our case managers have walked me through everything I needed to know. They were extremely supportive.
First thing was they had a lady that helped us get our birth certificate. It was like a 2-week process, and then I jumped in to get my ID, and they even pay for your ID through the stew pot and even get you there to take care of it all. I had to Metro Care, get my mental health right, go to the doctor. They have group every day. We did chapel. Through Parkland, I see a counselor, Domingo, and I actually still see him if I ever need to reach out to him. He's just a text away. Austin Street every day. I would go there and eat. We would do classes. I went to a place called Attitudes and Attire, and they give you like job clothes and show you how to do a resume, and that's actually who helped me fix my teeth. I learned financial literacy. Frost Bank comes in every other Friday at Sisterhood, and they would teach us, like, show us how to set up your banking. Every day I would get a little bit more energy and a little bit more life. So I started working. You have to save 70% of your check at Sisterhood. So when I got out, I had a big chunk of change, and it was nice.
I was a regular neighbor for about 6 months before I was moved over to Pathways. Pathways is now Sisterhood. I was in Pathways for about 3 before I got my keys. I'll never forget the day I received that voicemail that my apartment was approved, and I don't even know if Daniel remembers this, but he was the first person that I shared that voicemail to. It was wild. And then right before my move out day, they said, "Hey Candace, listen, come fill out your hire packet. We need you." I have been in this role almost 11 years now. I am an advancement team member here at Austin Street Center. I handle all incoming in-kind donations, sort it, wash it, inventory it in, and then help distribute it to our neighbors.
I worked a lot. People don't realize that. You gotta really build up and you gotta want it. Christmas rolled around, and so we decided to let me come down for Christmas. From there, I've been just rolling with them. I've got Mallory that's 21, Matthew that's 19, Jeremiah just turned 18, and Julie that's 16. They've all went to school, all graduated. Julie's fixing to graduate a year early. I was so worried. I followed my mom's footsteps and my grandma's footsteps, but we broke the cycle. The cycle is broken.
To hear that bell ring, that's amazing. Turning that key, oh my goodness. It was overwhelming, but like the best day of my life.
In this case, a small apartment is a big deal.
When I opened my door for the first time, I knew that this was my place. I don't have to go and fight for my life every day. I could make this into a home, and that's what I was excited about.
There's nothing like it to see these neighbors grow like I have.
I don't have to worry about getting high or if my family's gonna answer the phone or if I'm gonna have a way to eat or drink or even just to take a breath in life, and it's nice.
When I get to help a neighbor, it's like one of the best feelings in the world. To be able to talk to them and say, "Hey, look, I did it. If you just stay focused, you can do it."
Austin Street has unlocked hope and showed me what hope is in life, because before I didn't really know. It was just a word, and you say it so many times, you're like, I want it, but now I actually feel it. And some days I feel like I'm floating, like it's a natural high. I'm like, if I'd have known that I could have felt this way sober 30 years ago, I would have done it, you know what I'm saying? But I had no clue.
My life today, it's a quiet one, but amazing.
Right now I have an apartment where I can save money for the next step in my life. So I'm getting everything paid for right now, and so I've got a really good job now. I'm a pet sitter for Society of Pet Sitters. I love animals.
I do have a 4-legged fur baby named Tommy. He was found in a trash bag, thrown from a car window. I rescued him kind of like Austin Streets rescued me.
My kids are so back in my life, it's nice. In November when I can move, I want to get an apartment with my son where I can pay rent, and it's going to be real life. I can't wait. But if I didn't have Austin Street, I wouldn't have any of this.
To see the progression of that neighbor is part of my why. It's full circle. That's what hope looks like for me.
Y'all have brought me something that I can't even explain. Austin Street is just something that will always be in my heart. That's where I started the first journey of my new life.